lot of new members of Congress arriving on Capitol Hill this week. One of them, Florida's Congressman-elect Brian Mast. He's an Army veteran who served in Afghanistan. Mast worked as a bomb disposal expert with the elite Joint Special Operations Command, and there's a picture of him. During a mission 6 years ago, a roadside bomb exploded and blew off both of his legs. While Staff Sergeant Mast was recovering from his injuries, he promised to continue serving the American people. After months of rehabilitation, difficult rehabilitation, he only got a degree from Harvard University and then started his run for Congress. Now he'll be representing the state of Florida in the U.S. House of Representatives, and one of his goals is to reform the Department of Veterans Affairs. Congressman-elect Brian Mast joins us now live from Washington. Congressman-elect, thank you so much. Thank you for your service to all of us and to our nation and for representing the people of Florida. What district is it? I hear it's the Villages.
It's Florida's 18th Congressional District. It's a little south of the Villages. A
little south of there. Congratulations. Why, after all you've been through, well, first of all, how did this happen in Afghanistan? What are your memories thereof? What should people know?
I remember everything about being injured. It was under the cover of darkness. It was in a spot that I pretty much knew there was a bomb, so I did my best to find it, and I didn't actually find it until I stepped on it in all likelihood and detonated beneath my legs, amputated both my legs and my finger, and next thing I remember was waking up in Walter Reed Army Medical Center about a week later.
Thank God you ended up there. I wonder if there was a time when they were concerned, because your injuries were such that it could have been very difficult to survive that.
I think it was, you know, there was certainly concern when I was going through Landstuhl, Germany, but I can tell you when I woke up in Walter Reed, next to heroes, you know, courageous heroes that sustained much more serious injuries than my own, you know, guys that are missing 3 limbs and 4 limbs and that are blind and burned, they inspire you to keep going, to let you know that it doesn't matter what you face, you overcome it, and that's what got me to today.
Well, I love to hear it, and that you've decided to go run for Congress first, and now that you've won the seat, what's your biggest priority for the people of your district?
You know, it's 2 things. One, you know, President Trump is talking about a lot of infrastructure programs, and a lot of that has to be in Florida with our dilapidated Everglades and our coastal regions. And number 2, it's something that's owed to our veterans, making sure that when they're on the battlefield, they're given everything that they need to come home safely, and when they come home from that battlefield, that they're given everything that they deserve from the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Well, I want to talk about both of those things. Florida's waters have been in really dire straits for decades now, and as much as one party or another says they will and they really haven't restored them. And I wonder if you feel like President Trump and this administration will be one that you can work with on these matters.
I certainly hope that can be the case. You know, when you consider a lot of these problems are associated with the Corps of Engineers and their unwillingness to allocate in the places that they've been given funds to do so, this is something that I hope we can work together, both Congress and the President, in order to get these programs completed, instead of allowing them to take decades to be completed.
And Congressman-elect, on the matter of Veterans Affairs, there's certainly an effort underway. I wonder what your evaluation of those efforts so far is, and what you think the next steps are for our veterans.
I don't think nearly enough has been done for our veterans, and I think people have to be at this place, you know, in their heads that, you know, the price for freedom is very high, and we do have Americans that are always willing to pay that price for freedom, but we cannot take that for granted. And that's what's going on right now by the VA in far too many cases. They are taking for granted that willingness of our service members to go out there and give everything they have. These service members have to be offered the opportunity to get their care wherever they want it, the VA or somewhere else, so that they're getting the care that they feel is best for themselves.
So your proposal here is that veterans don't have to go to just the VA. They can go anywhere, and our people ought to pay for our people, period.
That's exactly right. There is a Veterans Choice program that exists out there right now, but it's largely used for veterans that maybe they meet a certain threshold of a wait time, or maybe they live too far from their VA facility, so that might be a reason that they're given access to what they call Veterans Choice. This is something that should be given access to for every single service member that comes off the battlefield, so that they can choose the care that's best for themselves, and even beyond that, so that the VA has to compete for their care, so that the VA becomes a better institution of health.
Man, that makes so much sense. I wonder if it'll fly in Washington. I wish you nothing but Godspeed. Brian Mast followed his father's footprints and enlisted in the United States Army, where he enjoyed service, as he puts it, for 12 years. Was injured, then got a degree, and now will serve Florida's 18th. Sir, all the best, and again, thank you so much.
All the best to you. Thank you.